I'm just waiting for some folks to come up in here and for the notification to go out. Y'all do me a favor, like the video, share the video. We're gonna be talking to Q in it. I mean, not Q. We're gonna be talking to Brother Ozone in a minute. But I'm gonna wait for some folks to get up in here. We're gonna talk to Brother Ozone. Okay, good. Y'all can see me. Okay. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. This why I don't give fuck what nobody say to me. Y'all gonna leave me alone in my life. For real. Y'all gonna leave me alone because niggas be on some bullshit. I'm good, y'all. I'm good. I'm good. Y'all do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We're going to have a conversation with Brother Ozone. He want to come up here and he wants to speak for himself. So we're going to let him do that tonight. We're going to wait a minute until he's in a position to come up here and say something. But before, I want you guys to share the video, like the video, send it out. If anybody know Y2 Kenyon, because I haven't had time, send it to that punk ass nigga because he's online right now. Or he just got finished on a live. Now, he only had like 5 people watching, so y'all probably don't even know. But I am actually going to tell my followers to go to his page, Y2 Kenyon. Go to his page and watch that dumbass video he just put up. I want y'all to, because he acts like on that video, he just told the truth and shut me up. And I'm so, let me explain something to all of y'all. My name is Michi to you motherfuckers. Okay? Let's be real clear. You know, none of y'all know me in my real life. If you're not my mama, if you're not my man, if you're not my motherfucking kids, if you're not my friends, if you're not my grandma, stop calling me Michelle. I can't stand when you niggas get an attitude with me, then all of a sudden it's Miss Michelle and Miss Cold Check. Nigga, don't talk to me like you know me first and foremost, okay? So he over there with that shit, Miss Michelle, and he's giving all of these numbers. I want to say to y'all when y'all go watch this video, me and Ozone was simply asking this man for the shit that he would not give us. He is on live showing it right now to everybody else but the man that asked for it. He swear he ain't took no money. Nigga, we never even said you stole money. What we said is we talked to you about a contingency plan, and the first moment the money came up, it became an issue. Now you acting funny. That's what we said. So why you acting funny? So he's over there, but I want y'all to go look at all of the statements and the stuff that he pulls up and see that it still don't add up to the money or what he's saying. He tried to say that I told y'all he didn't put no money on Ozone books. Let's be clear. O been in jail for a long time. A long time. A long time. When I say y'all ain't been putting no money on his books, that's what the fuck I meant. Now this motherfucker on live and he gonna say, we sent in total $430 some to Ozone books. How long Ozone been in jail? We can ask him because he about to come up. So you mean to tell me you've only put $400 something on this man's books in years? In years. When we have donated to that fund, part of donating was to make sure that he had funds on his books. That was part of us donating. But he want us to know that I was lying. He sent him $430 something in 3 years. So yeah, like I said, nigga, you ain't been putting no money on his books. But I'm gonna be quiet. It's Y2 Kenyon. The channel is the letter Y, the number 2 Kenyon. Right? Somebody said that's nothing. It ain't. I'm gonna bring O up. He got a few minutes, and then he gonna have to drop down, and then he gonna come back up. So we'll get into those questions in a minute. But I'm gonna bring O up so he can say his piece for a few minutes before he have to get off and then come back. Okay.
Hey, what's up, Nixon?
We can hear you real good.
We live?
We live.
Oh shit! Okay, how y'all doing? Shalom, what's going on? I didn't know it's gonna be like live like that. No, what's up, y'all? What's happening, man?
I told him you got more to say. I know that in a minute you got to get off, but you gonna come back after that. So I just wanted to let everybody see you was on here with us tonight.
I'm gonna have to deal with that in a second. But real quick, I just wanted to. I've been talking to. I'm gonna just jump into this whole little shit, right? Mind y'all, now, social media wasn't my first outlet. I tried to discuss this with Ken privately. We couldn't come to a level head. Now it's a bunch of points that everybody probably lost on, and I'm gonna try my best to hit on every point. Okay, I'm gonna start off with number 1. Ken been spearheading my Ozone.org ever since Remy and Blaze. If y'all been sticking with my story since day one, y'all know that Remy and Blaze, they fucked me over out of $18,500, and then we end up choosing Ken to work with. Okay, so Ken developed a 501c nonprofit organization called PLAP in order to legitimize the bringing in of the money for Ozone.org. Now that's now I want to make sure y'all know that it's 2 separate entities Just right there. PLAP is a nonprofit. Otho.org is the cause. The problem is that it's almost like Ken has begun to weaponize this 501c shit against me. You feel what I'm saying? And he went to jail on his little situation. You feel me? For the second time now. First time I was in the county, he went to jail. I really couldn't do shit besides call a bunch of people on paid phone calls and be like, "What's going on?" Now shit a little different for me now because obviously I have a different type of outlet, so it is not as expensive to be on that the other system. Excuse me. So I'm calling to check up on what's going on with Ken when he go to jail for the shit he went to jail for. You feel? Not let him tell his story because I don't want to get into all that other stuff. But Ken went to jail recently, so I'm like, damn, I want to see what's going on. So everybody's sending me the article, and these are people I trust in the movement. So I'm like, damn, what's going on? Y'all checked into him? Like, is he good? That was my first question. Is he good? Like, is he straight? Like, cause I know how that shit feels to like have a situation like that and have to go to jail. So I'm like, damn. So I'm gonna tell y'all this: he was sitting on a $500,000 bond on rip. Then he eventually had a bond hearing. It went down to $100,000. So I'm like, okay, I'm calling for where I'm at. Y'all see where I'm at now. So I'm calling for where I'm at to see what's going on. Boom, boom, boom. But I'm worried like a motherfucker. Like I can't sleep. This shit bothers me because I'm thinking to myself, it's a lot hinging on me having Ken out here. So I'm calling everybody I know. And I'm like, damn, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I ain't gonna mention nobody's name for the sake of just having respect for them, those individual people, because it's really not them. It's Ken is the problem. So boom, I'm like, man, you don't know what's going on? Oh no, no, no. I'm gonna call this person. All right, boom. I call this one. Hey, y'all don't know what's going on? All right, boom. I'm gonna call this. Like I'm calling everybody, and I'm like, yo, at what point was we supposed to have a contingency plan? Because if the contingency plan is to call everybody, I like to think I'm doing that. But the problem was when Ken went to jail, he didn't call anybody who's supposed to be on the board of Ultra.org. So I'm calling, mind you, I'm calling everybody I know that has a position on in PLAB and Ultra.org. None of them know nothing. Half of them didn't even know Ken got arrested. So I'm like, damn, this shit crazy. So boom, I'm calling Ken. I'm calling, I'm writing him. So he get out. So I get a message that Ken made bond. Bond was 100,000. He made bond. He got out. He called me like a day after he got out. So I asked him. These are my first question. Like, hey Ken, what's going on? You good? Yeah, I'm straight, man. Yeah, man, that's fucked up. How they doing? You blah 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 the whole nine. So after I check on his well-being, excuse me, I said, Ken, I got two questions, bro. Um, what was supposed to be the contingency plan for me with Otho.org? He was like, well, well, you know, it wasn't really time. I mean, I only been going a week. I said, what? That don't make sense. So you telling me that for what you got arrested for, even though you made bond, that you only being gone a week excuses the fact that I need to know a contingency plan? Is you crazy? Like, how could you excuse the fact that I need to know what the fuck to do if you go away, but you only go away for a week, but at the time you went away, you didn't know that you was gonna come back as soon as you came back? Like, what type of sense do that make to tell somebody in a situation like me with a cause like this, oh well, it wasn't time for no contingency plan. All right, whatever. Not really whatever, but let's go on to the next one, because that was one of the striking things that pissed me off. Because I'm like, what you mean it wasn't? Who's to determine? You don't get to determine when to execute a contingency plan at that level of an emergency. You don't get to determine that. Like, you're not that person to determine if I get to panic or not about what's going on with you when you spearhead. You don't get to determine how I'm supposed to feel. Like, nah. So I'm like, all right, Ken. So I'm like, bro, listen. I'm like, I mean, you made bond, like you made $100,000 bond. He was like, nah, I didn't bond out, I bailed out. I was like, okay, if you don't mind me asking, what the hell is the difference? Because even with all the shit I done been through, like I ain't never really care to know the difference between a bail and a bond. I just knew get out, like to be quite honest. But I'm like, so he like, well, I bailed out. So I say, okay, so you handed over like 100 grand or 100,000 large and all this that. I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right. So if you had $100,000 laying around, like, what's going on with Ulta.org, bro? Cause I ain't know. You feel, oh, my family did that. All right, cool. Next question. Um, Ken, what's who was I supposed to call and that you was supposed to call? Oh, nah. I say, Ken, bro, you really not showing me no level of organized stability, and I'm becoming uncomfortable. So I say, Ken, what's supposed to happen if you violate your bail? Like if you violate your bond agreement and you go back, what's supposed to happen? What I'm supposed to be doing? Like while I'm sitting here in prison, like what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, mind you, this is all the things that hinge on me depending on Ken to be out here, right? One, Ulta.org. Two, we were supposed to be working on my 3850 motion, which I'm still working on, but I was asking him questions and we was kind of going back and forth about how we was going to approach it. Even though I really don't expect the motion to get granted, or I don't expect much to happen in the courts from it, what the motion does is it preserves my right to a federal habeas corpus in the event that nothing happens with it. So I have to file that to exhaust all my remedies in order to be able to file my federal aid. But it's a time lapse on it at a year. So I only got a year to file the 3850 to preserve my right to federal aid, but I got 2 years to file a 3850. So in this right now, the timeline that we're running on is the year, because if I don't have the 3850 in by the first year, then I lose my right in the second year to my federal aid. And this turns into why is the big deal. What's the big deal with you and Ken? Ken spearheads Plow at Ulta.org. All of that hinges on me, depending on him to be out here come time for me to hire a lawyer on my federal habeas court motion. Because I'm gonna need a federal lawyer to argue that motion because it then will be in federal court. So
hold on, let me I want to clarify something to the people too. So when Ken got arrested, you just wanted to make sure that if something happened to him, there was a contingency plan for the money that was in there for you to move forward with your next attorney with the time frame. Right. Once we asked Ken about that stuff, then Ken started acting funny about saying it wasn't no money in there. You only got $2,000 anyway. That's when we started asking Ken, how did we get to $2,000? So just so everybody knows, we didn't start off saying Ken took anything. We was just like, well, he only got $2,000 left. And when he said you only got about $2,000 in the fund, didn't he say that $2,000 does not belong to you either, so he can't give you that?
I got receipts to prove what he said. So I was gonna try to get to that point, but it's gonna be count time in a minute, so y'all gonna have to give me a minute. But this is the thing. So I say, Ken, so damn, where I was at before you stopped me, I forgot where I was at. Okay, so go ahead.
You was talking about your appeal and how long that you have. That's why I brought that up. You wanted to make sure you could file your attorney because you on a time limit.
Right. So now that's why I say all this hinge on Ken being out here, because right now Ken is the only person to have the passcodes to anything or to have to sign in to anything. So if something happened to him, quite naturally, everybody's gonna say, hey, oh, what's going on? So when that started to happen, I started to ask Ken what we're gonna do, and he got frustrated with me because I'm asking what we're gonna do. Now, what frustrated me more than anything was the fact that he said it must be somebody in your ear. And I'm like, what type of sense would that make when I'm the one sitting in fucking prison, like thinking about all this shit on a daily basis? I don't need nobody to be in my ear to come up with the shit that I come up with to ask you. This is so elementary for you to even think that. I need somebody to, hey, ask him that. No, I'm tired of being uncomfortable because you don't went to jail for the second time on me. You know what I mean? And I'm not comfortable going forward, not knowing what may happen to you. Because I know for a fact you fighting a PBL. It's a punishable by life for the charge that you got arrested for. I know this. Like, I done been in max in the county. I know I done been around everybody, all type of motherfuckers getting all kind of time, all kind of charges. I done seen all these kind of cases happen all kind of ways, straight up and down. I done seen it. So you can't tell me nothing about, Oh man, I knew I was getting. No, you didn't. You was sitting in that bitch sweating and standing against the wall trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what the fuck going on. Just like everybody else that get arrested on a major charge like that. You ain't going there like, oh, I know I'm finna get out. Man, everything's straight. You ain't going there like that. I know that. You was sweating bullets trying to get yourself together. So I'm uncomfortable with the fact that you in a fucked up situation and I can't trust your situation. So he made a claim that, oh, everybody think I'm stealing. I ain't never said you was stealing. But one thing I know, and I'm not gonna allow myself to be stupid, especially after I came into the movement and experienced what I experienced. And in the time I've been in the movement, and all y'all can witness that, it's time for us to trust, but verify what we trust. I'm not running blind behind nobody. If you say you this, I'm gonna say, okay, you say you this. You know what I'm saying? You got to verify what a person tell you and who they is. So that means you're gonna be analyzing and you're gonna be critiquing in your mind amongst yourself what they up to, how they moving. You know what I mean? You're gonna look at the things that they got going on. You're gonna look at the surroundings. You're gonna pay attention to their pattern. It's things you're gonna pay attention to just out of your nature to have any wits about what's going on. That's just being aware of your surroundings, being aware of the people you fuck with. So yeah, I trust you, but I've been trusting you for a damn long amount of time not to verify nothing. That's just what it is. So I'm asking him about certain things, and then we get to a point where I say, hey Ken, so how much is left? No, how much did Otho.org generate versus how much Clap generated? So he proceeded to tell me, oh, Clap generated $5,000, Otho generated $137,000 at the time he said that. So I say, okay. I say, well, what's left of Otho.org, and I say what's left of Otho.org, and what you plan on doing with it if you don't allow me to have a sign in to be able to access it and something happen. Like what happens to the money if you get fucked up and nobody can? Oh well, I got people I trust and blah blah blah. I'm like, bruh. And he went to naming people that I had never even heard of, and I had to ask him, bro, how do I spell this name? Like, who is that person? And come to find out, it's a brother that was supposed to be in the movement that didn't nobody know. He was on some lone wolf stuff. Him and Ken knew each other. I didn't know him. He never introduced himself to me. And I'm like, Ken, where's this guy? Like, how can I contact him? Oh, well, he's no longer on the board. So that leaves two people. That leaves your mom, who was supposed to be the president, and you. I'm like, well, who filled the spot? Oh, well, this person filled the spot. But I'm like, Ken, bro, at the end of the day, all these people, I don't even. So I know one person that he says on the board. I was calling that specific person when he went to jail. That person didn't know he went to jail, and he didn't even call the person when he went to jail to tell him what happened. They found out through me, which is crazy. So I'm like, bro, you lying. Now you lying because the person you told me that was supposed to be a board member that's part of contingency plan didn't even know you was in jail. So that's lie number one. That's lie number one. Like that's when I started to say, okay, we not finna do this, Ken. You're not finna start lying to me. Yeah, we did good. We made it through the trial. Y'all came down to the trial. You know what I mean? The people supported. I'm not denying that he at one point was doing the right thing. All I'm saying now is I have questions. He denying me the knowledge of these questions. He don't want to answer the questions properly. He want to talk in circles, and I'm not cool with it. So that's what we at about this. But I'm gonna continue the story. So boom, he telling me, oh, the $2,000 is in Ulta.org. So I'm like, look, what will happen to it? He like, well, I'm like, Ken, you can sign that over and put that in my inmate trust because I'm gonna explain it. All right, I gotta go, y'all. I'm gonna highlight y'all after.
Okay.
After. All right.
I'll be here.
All right.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna bring Ozone back up in a minute. He ain't in the same space like us. It's checkout time. He'll be back in a few minutes though, y'all. It's time to do count if you ever been somewhere. But so I want to, for anybody who's in here while we're waiting for him to come back. If anybody doesn't understand what's going on, I mean, if you don't and you knew, this is not just for entertainment, but shout out to the people that have been following this, and y'all know who Ozone is, and y'all know what is going on with the situation. Somebody said, John Lee says, can anyone fill me in on why he is in jail? Sure. So John, That is Othal Wallace. If you go look up his story, you will find his story. And Ozone was in the NFAC. He has put his life on the line many times and stood up for our people against the police. So that put a target on his back. So one night he was in Florida with that target on his back. If you don't know John Lee, go look up Grandmaster Jay. He was the leader of the NFAC militia for Black people, and he got arrested. And when he got arrested, there was a target on the people who were next to him, and Ozone was like his second or third in command. And so Ozone was being watched and harassed by the police, and he was being targeted because of that. He is sitting at his house in a parking lot getting ready after baking cakes with his daughter to go upstairs and get ready and go to work. An officer comes up for no reason. He did not get called to the scene. All of this came out in the trial as well. He didn't get called to the scene. There was no disturbance. There was no reason for him to just stop Ozone like he did. So as Ozone is going to get out of his car, the officer says to him, "Do you live here? What are you doing?" There's the footage of the body cam is everywhere. You can find it. Put in Othal Wallace. And so he tells him, "Where are you going?" And he's like, "I live here." "Yo, what is you doing? Get out of my way." So he tries to walk past the officer to go to his apartment and get past him. The officer tries to stop him physically with his hands. They get into an altercation. The officer is going to reach for his gun. In the video footage, you can't really see their hands, you just see that there's a tussle. Of course, the camera's on the officer, but they're tussling. Ozone says the officer reaches for his gun, so Ozone goes for his gun first. Ozone had a legal weapon on him, had the right to have it, and the officer did not walk away that day. A couple of days later, the officer died in the hospital. A couple of weeks later, whatever, he died a little bit later. From the situation. So Ozone went to trial. We sat here, we watched this trial for the whole entire week. We watched the jury come in and ask the judge 5, 6, 7 different times to word their questions. They were really struggling with the fact that they felt that the officer was violating Ozone's Fifth Amendment rights. The officer didn't really have a lawful reason to be there. As an officer, you can't just go and just stop somebody for no reason. Like if you don't have a reason to be there on the call, if his car doesn't fit the description of a stolen car, like there's no reason for you to be there. Officers cannot just go around just stopping and detaining people for no reason. That is a violation of your rights. And so the jury, if you watch the trial, and if you guys want to watch the trial, anybody, again, it's on MX Network with your free subscription. It's in the courts and crime section, and it is on there. It was on the website for the county, for the courts in Florida. It's no longer on there. I don't know if it's because it's old, they take them down or whatever, but it is there. The jury was having a hard time. They actually wanted to find him not guilty by self-defense, but the judge told them that they could not do that. So they found him guilty of the smallest charge there was. They tried to charge him with murder, first degree, all of that stuff, premeditated. They said because he was a Black militia, that he was looking to do something to a police officer. The jury gave him manslaughter. But in that, because it was against a police officer, Ozone is serving 30 years. So Ozone has the right to do his appeals and appeal all of his situation. In watching the trial, I do feel like there are a lot of things that he could have an appeal for based on the way the judge conducted himself. Some of the stuff that happened in court, he could definitely file for an appeal. So who we are talking about tonight, for everybody that doesn't know, in our community, we have had several people step up talking about they're going to help and they're going to contribute and help to get the funds together to raise money. We had one guy who was raising money for Ozone a while back, the first guy, and his ass tried to run off with the money too. Okay. We had collected over $60-something thousand, and for his legal defense and stuff, this was before he actually went to trial. And one guy was stealing his money. We caught up with him and we did get the remaining balance from him, which was like $45,000. That was then put down on the attorneys. They got away with, like he said, you heard Ozone say it, like $18,000. That's what he was talking about. And then this guy, Ken, stepped in, and Ken started to collect the money for Ozone's defense fund. So just so that everybody understands, though, instead of just collecting it, Ken orchestrated a 501c3, which is actually the proper way to do things. I'm not disputing that, right? So what happens is we can collect all of these funds and donations, and they can be a write-off, right? You can't go and collect funds for somebody serving 30 years in prison, already been sentenced, right, for an appeal. You cannot do that on a GoFundMe. A lot of these websites have rules. And so we collect it on the website, but it's through his organization. So he has been in charge of everything. For 3 years, this man has been making payments. He's been doing what he's supposed to do. Recently, Ozone found out that he went to jail for the second time on some very serious charges against the police. He got into some altercations with the police himself. Okay, now I don't know what all happened. They said in the news that he was lying in the bushes waiting to ambush the police. I don't know if I believe that, because then why would he be out on bond? But anyway, it has something to do with the police. So when Ozone finds this out, he hits up Ken and he says, what is the contingency plan in case something happens to you? How can I get in touch with get the funds or whatever that are in there? Because I have a certain amount of time. He did file his first appeal. It was denied, but the way the process goes, he has several appeal processes, and he's really trying to go through the process and get it over with so he can get to the actual appeal of the court that he wants it to go to. When you have appeals, they go to higher courts, and he's trying to go through the process so he can get to the actual appeal he in the right court he really wants to have it in. So anyway, he says, if I get in, I have a time limit. And what if something happens to you, especially with this case? This is your second time. Ken got upset and was more focused on, how did you know I was in jail? So he starts having these stupid conversations with Ozone instead of talking to him about the contingency plan. When he started talking to him about the contingency plan, he kept telling him, like, why are you worried about it? He also told Ozone that the money that was donated and collected belongs to PAP, not him. So PALP is the name of his damn organization or whatever he has. I see you in the back. Oh, I'm gonna pull you up in 1 second. So let me put this on here. Give me 2 seconds. So anyway, once he starts telling him, he says, that's not your money. That's PALP's money. We collected that money, so it belongs to us, and we're helping you with your case, but those are our funds. And we were upset because for those of us that have donated over the years, and my platform and people on here, we have constantly donated to help Ozone. We were upset because we didn't donate that money for PALP to use the way they want. We donated it to help Ozone, right? And so once he started to ask me about the contingency plan, he started acting so funny about answering questions about the funds and the money and where it went and what was going on, to the point that then it made us say, well, damn, well, how much money is left in the fund and what have you spent? He said it was about $2,000 left. And we said, well, if it's $2,000, does that mean his attorneys are mostly paid off? What's been paid and what hasn't? How is it only $2,000 left? And if it is, does that mean you've paid most of the bills? And this is based on what we publicly know has been collected. Okay. And so then we start asking him that. He won't answer any questions for us. And he keeps like blowing everybody off and making it seem like, oh, well, you know, this is what it is. And it ain't no money. I ain't took your money. I didn't steal no money. We didn't say that he stole any money initially either. But if you're not going to show us the money you have sent out, I think he has the right to know what his attorneys have been paid, what balance is left, and how we got to that point. That's all we're asking. And he won't give him that information at all. Now, he was live on his channel showing some not full, half-ass answering questions, but he showed some of those things on his channel a minute ago. I put the link in there, and he still ain't answering the questions, but I find it funny that he can go live on YouTube and he can show everybody else, but the man who those funds were raised for, and for the people who raised the funds, he could show everybody else on YouTube, but he couldn't simply just give us what he giving them on YouTube now. And what I watched on YouTube, what I could watch on YouTube, what he says still does not account for all of the questions that we're asking him. So now we're wondering about the money because you acting funny, bro. Well, nobody acting funny about no money until you started acting funny. And I'm gonna bring Ozone back up, but he told Ozone that $2,000 that was left, he told Ozone that was not his $2,000 when Ozone asked him to put those funds back in his trust fund account. He told Ozone that those $2,000 weren't his, that belonged to the foundation. So even what was left, he's not giving it to him. And that's kind of where things have left off. And yeah, he claimed he got an attitude. Oh, I want to say something to you really quickly, because I'm tired of him trying to spit this twist of it's some funny shit going on. He said this sounds like some COINTELPRO stuff and Michi over here trying to divide the community. Now, can we be clear? Did COINTELPRO call me, or did you and your mama? I'm speaking for y'all. Why did I say something? Who asked me to speak on y'all behalf? Who did that?
Yeah. I'm okay. You want me? I'm gonna give them the whole spill, right? So after I was not getting nowhere with Ken, I said I'm gonna call some other people to witness this situation. So I made a group chat, I put a few people in there, my mom, a few other leaders of different other organizations, and some other trusted and supporters that deal with my situation. So we on the private call, and my mom said, "Hold on, I'm finna call Michi." That as soon as the call started, she said, "I don't like where this sound finna call Michi." Nah, y'all gotta understand something. My mama and Michi got their own relationship outside of me, right? So my mama did call Michi. I told her, I said, "That's fine if you choose to call her, because Michi is part of my situation too." I wasn't mad. I just in that position, my mama called her because she knew like, okay, Michi can help uphold some of this integrity to a degree when it comes to this type of shit with with these people. So she called Michi. So when we get on the phone, Michi know what's going on. Everybody know what's going on. So after the call, I end up talking to Michi about what was going on to make sure I brought her up to speed on why I was acting like this, because I would admit it do come out the blue and it looked crazy to somebody who don't really know what's going on. So I feel obligated to bring her up to speed on that. That's when I call her and we had a private conversation, and then her and Ken had a conversation of their own. But I say all that to say this. Michi, you deserve to know what's going on just as much as anybody else. You, your audience, everybody who supported me. And that is a major reason on why I wanted to reach out to you and deal with your audience and say, look, man, we done had enough of these motherfuckers stealing from me or using my name, image, and likeness to come up off of something. Now I ain't saying Ken stole nothing. I ain't saying he stole nothing yet because I can't prove that
Right.
because I haven't looked at the records. But I can prove that Remy stole from me, and y'all was a part of that push. So I felt obligated to bring that before the people. What disappoints me with Ken is Ken wasn't necessarily worried about his situation. He cared more about who told you I got locked up.
Mm-hmm.
That bothered me. Like that really got under my skin. And I'm like, damn, bro. So people not supposed to show no concern about you and bring it to me if they know I might not know what's going on with you if something happened. So I'm like, why would he ask that? Like
I
that's the
just
wrong
think
question
I
to
just
ask.
think I just think that's deflecting and gaslighting. He made it seem like he was offended about you asking about going to jail when that's really not a big deal. I think he was just
Yeah,
using that as a distraction because he didn't want to answer the questions.
right. So that brought me to another thought. That brought me to when I said one time I said he don't ask questions that make sense. So that bring me back to about 3 months ago. I called him. I said, "Hey Ken, man, what's up, man?" I said, "I'm fucked up, man. I need some soap and some hygiene and shit. I need to grab me some food." He said, "Yeah, I mean, I must talk to the board and see if we could put something together for you. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta fast sometimes."
What?
I say, "Nigga, what?
He said you gotta
How?
fast
What?
sometimes.
Fast, nigga? You know, nigga, I
No,
done
no,
lost 10 pounds.
hold on.
I done,
Oh, for everybody that's watching, and some people might be new, I want y'all to understand we have raised in total, okay, over 140. We are almost $200,000 we've raised for this man, and he got a fucking fast sometimes in jail. Like on his video, Ozone, I was watching his video. One thing he did say, he said, I see a job that they didn't put no money on your books. You've been in jail for years, and his total number was, he said they sent you a little over $400. Nigga, that's no money on his books. Why they not sending you money on $100 every month? Come on, the people have given you plenty of money, and I'm sure the people in the chat will agree with me that when we raise this money, it has been raised on a basis. Even on the website, it says this is to help you, your family, and your case. So helping you will be putting money on your books.
right. So this I, first of all, I just started asking, like just this year, I started asking Ken to put money on my book. The whole time I was in the county and he was over Otto.org, I never asked him to put no money on my books, right? Because I say to myself, I say the people dealing with the lawyer shit, so I'm gonna just figure the rest out. But I'm not gonna ask the people to put money on my books too. But I remember it was a live one time where he said, "Oh, we collecting money for Ozone, this, that, and the third." And come later to find out, um, it was somebody had sent Ken some money specifically from me. Shout out to brother Jojo. Supposedly had sent Ken $800 of some money to set aside specifically for my canteen and commissary. The crazy thing about that is I never even knew that money was there until 2 days ago when Jojo called me and asked me, did I get it from Ken? Then I hear Ken talk about it on the live he just was doing, talking about, oh, well, it was $800 set aside for you. He was basically talking to me because he knew I was sitting on the live. Oh, it was $800 and we already used 400 of it. I'm thinking to myself, damn, bro, it would have been nice to know that all them water sandwiches I went to sleep eating, them days I had to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have shit. So I'm like, damn. And then you just told me it's $2,000 left in the account. I mean, so is it the $2,000 that include that, or is it $2,000 separate from that? Because that shouldn't count. It's just a bunch of
Yeah.
overlapping shit
Like
that don't make no sense. Like you overlapping all this shit.
you in
So
jail doing time, and I don't know if people understand this. From my perspective, once you got sentenced, you should have been sent at least $1,000, because when people go to jail, there's stuff you buy once you don't got to keep buying. But whether it's clothes, whether it's shoes, whether it's your jacket, whether it's a TV, whatever it is they have in that facility, there are things that he needs to just buy it, and then after that, you have your basic commissary. I'm just not understanding why a lump sum of money wasn't put on his books in the beginning to make sure he got everything he needed in the beginning, and then he could maintain after that. It don't take but about $150 a month to get somebody in jail for them to be able to eat good and live right.
right. So when I called him and I say, man, yeah, he made the comment about me fasting. I say, Ken, please don't tell me nothing about that, bro. I I shouldn't, bro. To be honest, I shouldn't even have to hear that, bro. Not especially from you. It's easy. I said if you sent me some money from the people, they wouldn't be mad to know that I put some motherfucking food in my locker, bro. Come on, bro.
I'm
What
mad
you
to know
talking
he.
about?
I'm mad to know he told you to fast. As somebody who was
Like
donating
that
money,
shit.
I'm mad he told you to fast instead of sending you some money.
So when he said that 3 months ago, my antennas went up. So I say, man, maybe I should start asking some questions, but I don't want to create no tension, so I ain't gonna really like bother that right now. You feel me? I say I'm gonna lay that one to the side because I don't want to start asking questions and everything be good. Maybe I'm just having a moment. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the wall's talking to me and shit, and I'm starting to. You feel me? I started to say that to myself. Then you get locked up, so I'm forced literally to ask you questions that I wasn't asking before because I was so trusting of you. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, well, damn, what about this? What about that? What? And then the question's not lining up. Well, the contingency plan it wasn't enough time to activate a contingency plan. You don't went to jail for this bullshit. Then it's like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Talk to the board and this, that, and the third. Okay, there's no board members. It's just you. I'm like, bruh, what the fuck? Ken, why you not, why you, what you, why you acting like this, bruh? Like I started to be lost for words. So that's when I say I'm finna call around and see. I'm finna call some other leaders in the black organization to see who can help me uphold some integrity. So I'm only calling people that I know donated. I'm only calling people that I know been pushing. I'm only calling people. So when I started calling people and he found out I'm calling people, he more frustrated about the people that I'm dealing with from other organizations. First and foremost, I came in the movement for the people. I ain't coming to movement for not no one person. I'm not no, you don't just get to say, oh, this is my brother and I like him. And then all of a sudden, I got to hold your dirty secrets and this pertains to the movement. Hell no, find somebody else for that. It happened with Jay. I'm not gonna be a part of you be doing the bullshit. And if Ken got anything on his mind, but we're gonna get that shit up out your mind right now, bro. Because we ain't in this shit on some trying to get paid, man. I'm tired of people trying to make sure they get a little compensation off the side off of the shit that we be going through, y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I just gotta let that shit be known. Like, I'm not finna be one of the ones that y'all just keep stealing from and milking all my situations. Plenty of people that have made a few dollars off my name. Come on, like Ken, if anybody, you don't need to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't need to be the one because straight up and down, you came to the movement, you came in the picture as a fucking ghost face, and I developed a trust with you, and then I got other people to trust you. So I'm obligated to let people know, like, look, man, if this shit go wrong, hold on, y'all.
Let me see me come back. You bet.
My bad, the curtain fell. But yeah, nah, I'm thinking to myself, if anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect somebody like Ken to act like this. So it's on some shit like, bro, keep this shit real, bro. You feel me? And one thing y'all know about me, man, I'm not one of them person to put no suit and tie on my words. I'm just talk how I talk, and the words gotta fall to the ears that can understand me. So if I'm losing you, please just bear with me and somebody help me figure out what I'm saying, because it's just how I am. But you feel me? So I'm just frustrated with the fact that Ken, you basically told me I'm not entitled to the money that comes through Ulta.org. I got proof of you saying that. Please don't go and tell nobody you didn't say that, because it's proof that you said that. You know you said it. It's other people that heard you say it. I don't want to hear you tell me, oh, I didn't say that. I asked you for the remaining money to be put on my inmate trust account. Now let me explain that to y'all. It's people in prison in this cell right here. In here. These people, some of them people, there's one person been in prison since 1971. What do y'all think happened with his family wealth, his houses, their cars when they go to prison? Those people sell their stuff off and they have the money put on their inmate trust. What you think happened with people that's left, their family inheritance that go put on their inmate trust? Now, some people might be lifers and they might have millions of dollars on their account and never get out. That's not my case. You feel me? I can actually use my inmate trust fund to go towards something or have it when I get out or what have you. But in this case, the reason I'm calling for the shutdown of Ulta.org and I'm asking people to stop donating to Ulta.org is simply because of the fact that Ken is not being transparent enough with me. It's different how he want to act and perceive himself to y'all, but with me, you feel me? He not being as transparent as I would like. I don't expect Ken to tell everybody know every bit in detail about what's going on with the money and this, that, and the third. But I do expect you to be honest with me and make sure that I'm comfortable with you asking for money in my name. That's what I'm asking you for, bro. You can't just keep asking for money and putting my name on it and saying that it's for your nonprofit organization that I'm not entitled to, but you've been asking for money with my name on it for the past three and a half years. Is you crazy? Like what do we get off at when we could just I'm not dead, bro. We can't just mention my name and then nothing happened. Bro, I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm wealthy. I'm living. I'm fucking in prison. I'm waiting on shit to happen, but you can't just mention my name and collect a few coins like I'm not a dead body, bro. I'm not no dead body. You feel me? Like my name is not no corporation. If you trying to make my name a corporation through an LLC and a 501c, bro, please don't do that. I'm not asking. I don't need nobody to make my name no corporate name. I'm a real fucking person. I got real life problems. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to go commercial in Black revolutionary business. I'm not into that. I'm not trying to go commercial. I'm one of them artists. I just let me stay underground. Shit. If I gotta go commercial and flip into something else, I'd rather just not be. I'd rather just walk away and leave people alone if I gotta do that. So I gotta start doing that type of shit. I'm not gonna fuck with y'all. I'd rather just not do that. Not my people. I'll find somebody somewhere else to do fuckery, but I ain't gonna do it amongst my people. So I'm asking Ken, bro, be real with me, bro. You feel me? Now you done dodge me. I've been asking you questions. I'm asking you to hit me up. I'm asking you for this information, that information. You not keeping it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? I already have the brother JoJo put out something on Twitter to let people know stop donating to Ulta.org simply because Ken said that it's not, and I'm not entitled to that money, that it's Pop's money. That's what he told me, man. So you can't do that. I can't let you milk the people out their money and they thinking it's for me and I'm thinking it's for me and you over here don't weaponize the 501c against me and the people. What?
Let me
No,
can I ask you, because I know in the community, like we be feeling discouraged because I told them, like we put money together and we've helped you to get to your
yeah,
goal, and people come in between. We feel some type of way when we be trying to help the community, but the fucked up part is it's not you, it's the people trying to help you, but you the one sitting in jail. You the one doing 30 years. How does that make you feel that for the second time, some brothers who were supposed to be your comrades, who said that they was trustworthy, and you being in the situation you in, went along with that, hoping it was good, but for them to play you twice, how do that make you feel when your life is on the line?
Michi, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you something. Well, this represent my uh, Hebrew doctrine. This represent what I stand on. I wear this proudly, even with the pain I carry behind it. It's more than just me representing this as as a statement. It's literally I done felt pain behind me screaming Black Power. I done been targeted behind that. I done been victimized by my people and stole from behind this. But I say that it definitely. Give me one second.
And for everybody who asked me, where can you donate to him from right now? I did put his Cash App in there, is at the top, and he does have access to those funds for sure. I'll put your Cash App in there for right now. We've already sent him a little something, so I know that it works and he gets it. But I pinned it to the top. If anybody would like to send something directly to him, it will go in his account. And I guess for right now, we do want to set it up different, you guys. But for right now, I mean, if it goes into his trust fund at the jail on his books, he can definitely, if he had enough, turn around and use that for his attorney too. So for right now, if y'all want to give something, don't give to that website because it's going to Ken. He's not giving it to Ozone. Just for right now, I would say send it to the Cash App. Although we are working on a much better solution to that because that's not going to work long run. You know what I'm saying? But the Cash App pinned to the top of the chat is $free Ozone 2021, you guys. I'll put it in there again, but it is pinned to the top of the chat. Go ahead, O.
All right. So you was asking me how does it make me feel to basically stand on Black Power in this Black revolutionary ideology and have to experience this coming from our people. It it's a very what I want is how I'm gonna want to put this in a proper words. It's I'm gonna just call it a painful reality. It's a painful reality of the shit that we gotta experience. I'm fighting two fights, you know what I'm saying? I'm fighting against the judicial system in Florida over some shit that y'all obviously know, I don't deserve to be here. But while I'm fighting that fight, simultaneously, I'm fighting my own brother who I expected to stand with me through this. And I never expected him to act like this. I thought we was gonna have an open brotherly relationship where if I did ask these type of questions, I wouldn't be looked at as if I'm panicking. I wouldn't be looked at as if I'm tripping. I wouldn't be asked who's getting in your ear because you all of a sudden want to know the details about the financial situation, what's going on with your case. Like, why do I have to be asked that type of shit just because I'm asking you to be forthcoming with me about what's going on from this point going forward? If we're gonna work together, this is what I want you to do. If you don't do it, we shouldn't work together. Because if you up to some bullshit, bro, I need to be able to know right now. And by the way you acting, you're not showing forthcoming type of vibes. You're not showing that. You showing secret, you showing private, you showing discreet. That has no place amongst me with the level of sensitivity my situation need. It just don't. You got to be open with me. You got to be forthcoming.
Let me ask you something, Ozone, for the people. Somebody said it. I want to say something to the people in the chat. Somebody said, is this okay for you when you get in trouble? So let me say to you, he might get in trouble, but at the end of the day, at this point, Ozone wants his voice to be heard. We've had that conversation. And whatever price he got to pay if he was to get in trouble for this, he said it's worth it because the people he has speaking on his behalf are not really speaking on his behalf. And again, when I come out and say stuff, there's this narrative online that I'm just being destructive. I'm COINTELPRO. I want y'all to hear this from Ozone. Every time I've gone live to speak on this, I've only done it on his behalf. Every time I asked him and his mom, I said, do you want me to go live or you want me to wait? Is it okay if I say this? That I've gotten all of their permission every single time. And so for him, it's a lot when people have a lot to say online about a person's situation, but I think Ozone wants y'all to hear it from him because it's his situation. I mean, he's serving 30 years. His thing is, well, if that happened, it happened. It's going to happen over time any dang way. So we had that conversation for the person that asked that. Again, I did put his Cash App in there. And I want to say shout out to everybody that has sent a super chat so far because we have Ozone in here and limited time maybe with him. I will get to all of the chats after we're done talking to him, okay? But Ozone, I want to ask you at this point, For right now, to let everybody know, what is it that you're asking for the people to do immediately as far as when it comes to the funds? You want them to stop giving to othall.org and make sure everybody else knows that.
Right. Because
Okay.
the thing, and I don't know if I made myself clear. I know a lot of people be like, oh, Ozone, y'all. But this is the thing, man. I'm telling y'all everything I want y'all to have and understand about what it is y'all dealing with when it comes to y'all donating. My voice, I have not been able to have my voice like I want to for 3.5 years or really 4 years. So this is really y'all first time getting to really see me on the line. But it's more than worth taking the risk to correct my situation because y'all gotta understand how I feel to be in my seat, my shoes, and have somebody else straight take up your voice and also take up your name and use it and tell you you're not entitled to what the contributions that came in your name. How would y'all feel, man?
Yeah.
If somebody got a house in your name and you can't even go stay in the house. Like,
Right.
what?
Yeah.
What is you talking about? Like that shit feels so fucked up. And I want to address this because I ain't really get to address it. You asked me how it make me feel, Michi. Bro, I would never in my days of living come into a community of people like us and do this type of shit. I would never do that. One
No.
thing about the movement, I take the movement so fucking serious to where I don't even like I be overly respectful about anybody I know that is even a part of the movement.
I
Like
know.
that's what made me so humble to the movement. That's what made me so open arms and so vulnerable to the movement because I treat it with the sensitivity I know that it needs. I would never denigrate or do anything to make my people feel less than. If Ken feel bad, it's because he convicted on his own actions. I didn't accuse him of nothing. I asked him, he didn't perform properly, or he didn't address what was needed properly, so he feels a guilt. I didn't accuse him of nothing. He know that. I didn't say you did nothing. I say, bro, this is what I want. Oh, you're not doing it. This is how that makes me feel. I didn't accuse you. So if you're convicted by your own actions, that is the epitome of self-reflection. But maybe you need to do something different. But I would never do nobody like this. And every other leader of any other organization say they donated for the cause of Othawallas. Any leader did not say they donated for the cause of Plap. Plap alone has nothing going on. Plap,
You're Plapp's only client, and Plapp was created just to collect your donations. It was
facts.
created to collect your money.
Right. So when you tell me, oh, that's Plap's money, I'm like, well, who's a part of Plap? Oh, well, I created and da 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 da. Nah, you starting to sound like Grandmaster J or this NFAC. And once I start hearing that same type of shit, I'm like, bro, God, we back to square one. Like, soon as I start hearing it, mind you, y'all, I'm doing 30 fucking years, bro. And I ain't crying about this shit, bro. I ain't saying I'm on some gangster shit, but I'm not finna break. I still gotta represent the people. I still gotta be a reflection of what Black Revolutionary is. I gotta carry all that on my back. You think I got time to be looking over my shoulder for a black man or any brother amongst me or sister amongst me to be trying to come up off me, bro? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. And I'm not even finna go into all the other shit, but it's like, bro, it's a lot of shit that a nigga got to deal with and being behind the wall. I don't want to be thinking about my people out there doing me dirty while I'm enduring this shit on behalf of and I'm doing this not on the behalf of the people, but I know that I'm a reflection of what the movement needs to see. And I'm not finna be bold or break. You feel me? Behind none of this shit. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call the people to help me uphold some integrity, some morale that this movement needs. Because I think we start to get too far away from it when we get bottled up in all this shit about money. Ozone, I don't care about no money. I never was caring about no money. I just want to get the fuck out of prison so I can get back to doing whatever it is I need to do. And I know and I realize how important y'all help is. Y'all done helped me through the trial. Y'all helped me get off the death penalty. Y'all helped me pay for all the rigorous motherfucking testing I had to do to get prepared to take the stand when nobody knew I was gonna take it. Y'all paid for the private investigator that found all that information out about Jason Renner and his bad acts that the judge wouldn't let me bring in. Y'all pay for all that, man. Y'all, I'm a recipient and a beneficiary of the hard work of the people, bro. How dare I ever think I'm gonna be bigger than the people where I don't have to answer to them about what the fuck going on with their contribution to me. That's why I came to meet you. Because I'm not finna let nobody milk no contribution in my name and everybody looking at me like, well, down there, Ozone know. Oh, he ain't been talking, so he gotta know because the person that's his voice is the one that did it. If he did some dirt. So y'all gotta understand that shit fuck with me. You feel me? Because I don't want to be talking to somebody like, hey, how y'all doing? And I'm thinking it's all love, and y'all got a side eye thinking I done took something because y'all found out Ken ain't do me right. But y'all ain't know that. Y'all ain't know what really happened. And I never got enough courage, and I never took enough risk to come online to tell y'all. I'm taking the risk so that y'all can know from me. Ain't nobody in the middle of me and my voice. It's just me, straight Ozone. Telling y'all straight up what is going on. Do not donate to Ulta.org because me and Ken are not in agreement. We are just not in agreement about what's going on. He denied me access to the records. He denied me a proper contingency plan that I'll be comfortable with. So straight up and down, why would I allow you to continue to use my name to raise money? And you don't even think that I deserve the help that I'm entitled to the money that come in. You're crazy.
No, you're not supposed to. So I want to say to everybody too, not to donate there no more. But I also would like to ask you guys, like in the background, his payment source through his website is PayPal. So again, for the people who have donated to him in the past 6 months, PayPal will let you go back 6 months. I would tell y'all to dispute that with them. Now, you don't have to lie. What you can say is that you were given to a donation fund on one page, and y'all were just told by the owner that the money is not going to the thing you said you were donating it for. So you would like to receive your money back because you did not get what you donated towards. And what's going to happen is he get enough of those and enough calls and chargebacks or enough people calling about him not putting the donations towards what he claimed he was getting them for, they will shut down his PayPal account. If he doesn't have a PayPal account, the website could still be up, but he's not going to be able to receive any funds. Okay. And so that's the thing. And the reason why we say that is that Ozone's case has gone viral. It was a while back though, and it took us a while. He'd been in jail like 2 years before we hit that kind of viral point. We did have some people on Twitter talking about it. We did have Willie D and some other big platforms that picked up the situation. And so there are people that may continue to donate. Everybody did not come from this platform, even though we have supported all this time and donated a lot. We don't all come from this platform. So it's not just about us informing each other. We want to make sure that other people that are not aware of who I am and have not heard this live and have not Ozone, that they are not still giving money as well. So we need that website to not be able to take funds. So that's what we need people to do. Now we can't go in there and do no other damn kind of stuff. I mean, unless it's somebody in the chat that's a hacker, you could just shut it down. Let me know. We can just shut it down. But might come back. We'll see. You see his situation. So I think he had to be out for the moment. But basically, we do want him not to collect any more funds. And again, temporarily, I want to say to you guys, I did put O's Cash App up there. I did see somebody say, where do you send the money? So that's just Cash App, you guys. He will have access to those funds. And then what happens is the family member, they can take it in and transfer that stuff as the person on his things to put it on his books. So he will be able to receive that. Now, if he have enough money on his books, he can use that money towards an attorney too. So for right now, if you want to give him something, that is the place that you can give it. Somebody said that when they went to Cash App, it said, be aware of who you're sending it to. This may be a scam. I just want to say that's probably Cash App being funny because he probably hasn't had much action on that account. And recently, even in the past couple of days, I've been sending the stuff you guys have been sending me there. And so because he now has this motion and it wasn't any, they may just be giving you that warning. I know lately on Cash App, they told me I got to put my account over to a business one in so many days because I received too many funds in there. They also keep making me put in my PIN before I send money. So I think that's just Cash App doing this thing recently, making you aware, but that is the correct Cash App. So if you send it there, if they give you that notice, if you want to say okay and ignore it anyway, that is going to the right place, you guys, okay? And the Cash App is pinned at the top. But if anybody wants to know that $ in that name, that is just for Cash App. That's all we have right now. So let me see Ozone back. Let me bring him back up, y'all.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. I gotta make sure I keep this damn curtain.
That's fine. You ain't got to be apologize.
Yeah, nah. So aside from just dealing with that, y'all gotta also realize like the accountability I have in this situation, and the people like y'all. I know y'all rock with me. So if I ask y'all to help me out, y'all gonna help me out this way, that way, what have you. But what we have to realize how important our voice is to the movement. If we have any impact at all. If I have any impact, the last thing I want to happen is for y'all to get pimped. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let it happen. Make sure that y'all have enough foresight in these situations, not just donating to my cause, but just other causes, any causes, period. Like, do as much research as you can to figure out what it is you're dealing with and who you're dealing with and stuff like that. I know a lot of times, like with my situation, and while we here, let me just touch on this. While we here, I want to explain to y'all what happened with Remy and Blaze. When I got arrested, I was on the run. When I got arrested, I had not talked to nobody. When they flew me from Georgia to Florida, I finally got able to have visits and talk on the phone. And that is when I found out that there was $12,000 in an account. We stand with Ozone. I think it was we stand with Ozone or Otho. But either way, it was that. It was already $12,000 there in there that y'all have been donating, whether it's your audience or just the movement period.
Hmm.
But I hadn't asked them to do that. So by the time I called Win, I'm like, damn. So I'm calling. The money going up so fast. I think like day two, I was in the county. I called. It was like $17,000 in the account. So I'm like, damn. Like, what are y'all doing? Like who am I supposed to talk to? Who holding the money? What's going on? I had to figure all that out from double max. Mind you, I'm on double max because of the charge. Like I'm on people calling the jails, threatening the damn warden and shit. I'm dealing with double max. They won't even let me out the cell without two or three officers around me. So I'm barely getting phone calls. But when I do, I don't got enough time to really call nobody and find out what's going on. But after about a week or so, I found out that Remy got the money. By this time, it's like $32,000 in the account. So I'm like, Remy, what's good, bro? Oh man, yeah, man, we've been getting the money. We really been doing this, that, and the third. I'm like, all right, well, can y'all do this? Oh no, we already doing this. I'm like, all right. So I'm laying in my bunk in the cell. I'm like, damn, they already doing everything. I'm like, but everything I asked them to do, they not even listening to me. So I'm like, man, hey, I need y'all to call this attorney, call that attorney. Oh no, we already called this attorney. We already called them. I'm like, damn, bro, is y'all gonna listen to me? So what ended up happening was because I didn't have a voice in the beginning of my situation, everybody basically went with the person that they knew that I was cool with or thought that they was my voice when really I never even asked them to do it, but they jumped to it and it was going, so I dealt with it. That is how I ended up getting fucked over by Remy because they jumped the gun so fast and made so much traction to about the time I was able to figure out what was going on, I had to commit because it was so much money in the account. After it hit 32,000, I was like, oh, I got to deal with them. Like, there's no way they're gonna sign that money over to my power of attorney and send it to where I needed to go. I was trying to hire a certain lawyer. They ended up not taking my case anyway because they claimed they didn't want to go to war with the judicial system. But ultimately, the money did end up in power of my attorney hands, and when it did, it was $18,000 short, $18,500 short, because Remy had the money in his personal bank account, and he said that they taxed him on the money as income, and that is why he had to pay taxes on the money and got away with $18,500 overnight, just like that. So we only had left the 45,000 to sign the shoemaker firm. We signed with them, and then that's how we came to Otho.org when I met Ken through another sister, and now everything you see on Otho.org, make sure you add $67,000 to it and take away 18,500 that was stolen. I got you. I got you. She doing a water cooler? Hold on.
Okay. Like Ozone said, y'all shoot. If you add up all that money, that put us over $200,000 that we've raised for this man in his defense.
So boom. Okay, so let's make sure we do this right. So it's 139,000. Somebody do the math. I don't want to do it real quick. Somebody do the math roughly. 139,000 that was raised on Plow, plus 67,000.
We gonna round it up. We got $207,000 before Remy took money. We have raised $207,000.
So now, then you take I signed a contract with the attorney. 45,000 to sign, and then it was 150,000 to take the case. Then it was 150,000 for the services. Then another 50 if we went to trial. I have never seen any receipt from Ken about how much is owed or paid to the shoemaker firm that I went to trial with. So then I have another contract with Craig Wisenhut, Craig Ripley and Wisenhut, which is Craig and Allison, the ones that represented me. They was part of the trial team, but they represented me more or less on the appeal. I signed a contract with them for 30,000. I have yet to see how much was owed and how much was paid.
I want to ask you, did you hear today when Ken was on his live? He said that the contract for the appeal was 50,000, and you told me 30. Now he's saying it's 50.
Okay, well that's that. My lawyer told me.
I'm just saying that's the first time he brought up that amount. I think he's lying.
To my knowledge, it's 30,000. But if Ken got a contract that showed me something different, I would like to see it. See, this is the problem with the record. If you just show people the records, there's no questions. Right. I'm not being complicated. Hey, bro, we doing a lot of stuff here. It's a lot of money getting shifted. We talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's look at. It's time for us to look at some records. Let's do that. Oh no, what, you don't trust me? Nah, bro, we just need to look at the records so we know what's going on. All right, well, I can't just show you that. Well, you just showed it to your whole Instagram page.
He just went live on YouTube and called. He didn't show the full records, but he was up there showing all the stuff he claimed we asked him for. And I'm not understanding why he couldn't just send you those screenshots and share that with you. But he kept arguing with you, but you on YouTube showing it to people that is not you. That's what you asked to see, and he didn't send you none of that shit.
So this is the thing. You told me that you could not divulge the PayPal record, the transaction records. I was just seeing it on his page. It says PayPal transaction information right at the top in bold letters. There's no email addresses tied to any of the transaction showings. So I don't know why he lied about, oh, well, I can't show you that because there's emails attached to him. And I told him straight up, I know my supporters, they fuck with me, they love me, they reach out and all that. I said, Ken, even if I decided to email somebody and say what's up, you think that them people that supported me is going to be mad because I emailed them? Like, what you think I'm finna do with their information? You know what I'm saying?
That's a gaslight. To me, that was a way for him to distract. Because to be honest, we don't even need the PayPal transactions. You know why? Because PayPal is only going to give us what people have donated, right? We know what people have donated because we can see the donations on the website. What we want to see is where he spent the money. I want to see his bank records. Like, what did you pay every month? We collected this much money. I want to see what you sent out to the attorneys so we can see what was actually sent to them and what's left owed. That's what I was asking him for.
Right, but Mitchell, we want to see that too. We want to see the incoming. We want to see the records of transactions, and we need to see what was paid and what's owed to the attorney. We want to see all that. Why? Because we've been talking about truth and transparency and all that since day one. You know what I'm saying? So we're not finna start skipping and leaving gaps in this truth and transparency portion of this whole campaign. We're going to keep the truth. We're going to keep the transparency. You showed your YouTube channel the PayPal transactions, so you got to show me. Now, it wouldn't be no problem, right? Long as it lines up directly with Otho.org. That's how we're gonna verify what's real on Otho.org. It's about the PayPal transactions. And we're gonna say, okay, well, how much was paid to the lawyers? Okay, then we're gonna subtract that. Then we're gonna be able to find out what's left. Once we find out what came in, what went out, what the transactions is, now you cannot lie about what's actually left.
Right.
There's no lie. You don't get to conjure up and draw something up on a pamphlet or format sheet on Google and fill in the gaps. No, we want to see the credible, letterhead from the website information. Then we're gonna line it up with OTA.org. Then we're gonna look at the contracts from the lawyers. We're gonna line that up. If there's a lie, it'll come straight to the surface. That's all I'm saying, bro. You
I
want me to
you,
continue to
you're
believe
not
you?
asking for nothing
I want to
unreasonable.
continue to believe you, but show me why I should. If you don't want to show me this, then you're proving to me why my concern is valid.
Yeah. Like I
I'm
said,
more than
I
reasonable.
was telling everybody, like, we didn't approach him like, where the money, you took the money. We only went to him and was asking him about the contingency plan. And that's when he started acting funny about the funds. You didn't come at him like, where's my money at all. That's not the way that we came at him. And then we just started asking, well, if there's not a contingency plan, how much money is in there? How do we move it so that Ozone has access to it if something happens to you? And I just want to say to the people, speaking of that, because you did do your first appeal and it was denied, which is probably what you
Yeah,
expected anyway, because you're trying to get to the bigger appeal. So how
right.
much time do we have right now before, a rough amount of time before you have to file your next appeal so that the people can know that?
Okay, so right now I don't have a lawyer. The problem is the reason I don't have a lawyer because Craig would have had to file a 3850, which is an inefficient assistance of counsel motion on the attorney that made the mistake in my trial, which is Allison Miller. Her mistake was the state charged me with first degree premeditated murder of a law enforcement officer. We went to trial on that. In the indictment, they were supposed to list the enhanceable charges or any charge that they intend to charge you with that falls up under that. They did not mention manslaughter. The reason they didn't mention manslaughter is because nobody gets manslaughter coming off the first degree premeditated murder of a law enforcement. That's like my case is like a one of its kind type of situation. So my attorneys in their mind fighting these type of cases, they've never seen that even happen. So she didn't even know that she should appeal to the directions on or the information on the indictment because it wasn't even a possibility on the paper that I could get convicted of manslaughter. But the unthinkable happened and I did. So now it's like, okay, well, you missed up because you supposed to object to the indictment because it doesn't have an enhanceable factor on it as a manslaughter charge. The only way the state was legally supposed to give me 30 years is if the enhanceable factor was on the indictment. That is what I'm fighting. It's not on the indictment. They only mention first degree murder, and everything that falls under first degree murder is murder. But manslaughter is not murder. So they would have had to mention a whole nother classification of charges to enhance me on, and they didn't. So they're not entitled to it in my sentencing. That's the specific factor of what's going on. Now, how we get to fighting it is my lawyer, Craig, who is on my appeal. He would have had to file a motion on his own attorney under his firm, under his bar, and he can't do that because it would be a direct conflict of interest. So we have to hire another lawyer to file the 3850. So to prevent wasting the money that we have left, because at the time wasn't that much coming in, I said I'll write the motion because I really expect the motion to get denied anyway. I'm only filing the motion so that I can get entitlement to my federal aid because I would have exhausted all my remedies in the lower courts. So it's kind of like a long drawn out process, and that's what I have to deal with. So now we at the point where I have to file the 3850. Now it's that's another reason why I was frustrated with King going to jail because he's supposed to help me with doing that. And now I still gotta study and do it alone or whatever. But the point is when I mentioned the contingency plan, I was talking about that too. Like, bro, you can't help me with that part if you're gone. So is there something in place where we can communicate if you behind the wall or if something happened?
Right.
He still didn't provide nothing. So it's not just about the money. It's about the push for the cause that everybody's been giving momentum. Excuse me, giving momentum to. What we gonna just do? If you go to jail, what if Kim? So let's just talk about this. Suppose Ken hadn't got out, Michi. What we do? Don't nobody know what's going on. Can't nobody sign in the Ultra.org. Ken ain't telling nobody nothing. Nobody can't call Ken. What? Nobody can talk to me now. What? What? That's just money that they've been donating. And people that don't know to stop donating or what happened to Ken, they don't know what's going on, so they're gonna continue to donate, or it's fixed to come off their card at a certain time and date in the month. So now you got money going in a black hole, and Ken is sitting with no access to it. So what's supposed to happen? Now here it is. I gotta file this motion in 2 or 3 months and have it in to preserve my right to the federal Hague. And then I go to say, well, I need a lawyer now because they might have granted my motion or denied it, and it's time for me to go to my federal Hague part. What I'm supposed to do now? Oh, Ken's still locked up. Well, it's a contingency plan. Where's that? Oh, I gotta wait for Ken to activate the contingency plan because it's been a long time now. Like, you don't get to put a time limit on that type of shit, bro. That's why I'm uncomfortable with what he talking about. That's why I started questioning how he moving and his intention and what's going on. Because you are not being considerate enough for me to trust what you're doing. Like, you're not. There's no backup plan, bro. You plan, and this shit dead serious. Like, you got people invested in this shit, bro.
So so you have about 3 months, and we need somebody that can maybe help assist you in writing that appeal. And then in the meantime, raise some money. So once that appeal, we're gonna speak that it's approved, then we can get you an attorney for that appeal if it's approved for you to have your trial again.
Most definitely. I mean, somebody with, somebody within our community with good legal knowledge, definitely be helpful. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, even what they tell me, I still got to go back and verify before I put it on a motion and have it, filed. Because even though I don't expect much to happen from the motion, it can't be just a frivolous motion. It still has to be up to standard according to the court proceeding. Like, you got to have it. It got to be wrote, and you got to have everything right, even if they deny it. So I don't intend to just have some frivolous motion wrote up. So any good legal advice or any case law pertaining to ineffective assistance of counsel, and also pertaining to illegal sentencing motion, illegal sentencing due to a lack of lack of entitlement to enhancement. Excuse me, because that's a lot to put together. But that's what really I need information on. So I've been studying, I've been writing and going through it. Oh shit, let me go to the back. It's light side. Y'all give me 1 second. I need you to use a sync on your head and make sure you call y'all close from you when they come. I got you. Hello.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what's going on with that. But it's what you was asking me, I just got it.
I'm just basically asking like where we were as far as for the people. I mean, we know Ken on some bullshit. So what we want to do is find out like what's your, as far as where's the next steps and what we can do, to help you. Of course, we're going to figure out the best way to receive funds if people want to donate and switch that up so you have control over that. But in the meantime, aside from that, because we know we got to, get you your attorney for your next appeal. But what you're working on right now, and as the community, how can we help you? Like, I mean, even if I mean, you'd be surprised the people that watch this show and the people in my chat. So I'm saying, even if, like you said, you need somebody to help you file that, an attorney, if there's anybody out there that can help him assist in that, again, he's going to file it for himself. But just from your mouth to the people, how can we help you in the next process to where we're going next?
Okay, like you say, the legal advice would be good, even though I still have to work on it, and stuff like that. But just continue to pay attention to my situation. Help as much as you can with how you can help. Just offer, hey man, you know how to do this, or you know how to look into certain stuff when it comes to emotions or when it comes to that type of stuff. That's more than helpful. But what y'all doing right now, just following my situation, staying in tune because shit change all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I just advise people to continue to stay tuned and just keep giving the ear to my situation because it's not a lost situation. We're not at a loss. We at a standstill in the process because getting out of prison through appeal is not like it's not just a cakewalk or walk in the park. It's a lot that go into this. So I actually have to get back in court first, then try to fight. But really, just continue to. I don't want to just continue to ask for money, but donating is definitely gonna help me because at the phase where I need to hire my federal appeal attorney, that is when all the work is going to show because at that point I'm going to the feds asking for relief according to the Constitution. They don't deal with cases on state law, they deal with cases on the federal level. So that's going to be more constitutionally based, and that's really my goal is to get there. So continue to spread awareness about my case, donate, and just send information
I
about.
do have an attorney in mind when we get to that point, and so I will talk to her. I will talk to her, and I will say this publicly to everybody. I will pay for your consultation with her. I really want you to talk to her. Just let her know where you are in the situation, and so we
Right.
will set that up. So even when we do get to the point of the appeal, and you need that attorney to step in at that point, that we can already be working with her if you feel she's a good fit and figure out what we have to have down for her to start the process. So I will get in touch with her and I will figure out how it is she can speak with you and y'all can set that up. But I will pay for the consultation for you to talk to her about everything and see what we can do.
Most definitely. That's like I said, that's gonna be helpful. You talking about a lady out of Chicago?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, most definitely. That's definitely gonna be helpful. Just put me in contact with some people that's already in that arena. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm just an expert in law. I've been through some hellified shit where I had to be, I had to learn this shit on the fly. I'm learning a lot about life on the fly. And unfortunately y'all gotta witness me go through this shit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta walk the crawl through the mud. It is what it is. I'd rather, somebody pay the price for the people that, gotta come up next and deal with life. They choose to take this revolutionary path. So most definitely I want y'all to take a lot from my situation and not just preventing going to jail, obviously, but also just take what you can take from how you deal with people. Take what you can take from going to organizations blindly and just dealing with people, assuming that they're gonna help you and everything gonna turn out right. Like learn from whatever it is you can learn from that I'm going through. I also want to let y'all know I'm writing a book and it's gonna come out. I don't know when, but it's a lot of details about my life and things that happen. So I'm working on that too. I'm actually on chapter 2 of that, and I intend to put a lot of this chapter and phase of my life in there. You know what I mean? In great detail about what I dealt with and how I dealt with life. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit ain't easy, man. The shit is just not easy. And I'm happy to be fortunate to be one of the people in prison that have a good support system. You know what I'm saying? And credit go to y'all. All praise to the Most High. He blessed me with the people. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and say out my mouth that Ken is stealing. But what I'm going to say is he's moving in a way that I don't agree with, and he's causing me to not trust him. And that not trust is going beyond money. I don't trust you to help me. I don't trust you to help me write a motion. I don't trust that you're gonna be stable enough and be free long enough to push my situation to the end. It's just you not moving like you're supposed to be moving. I expected more out of him in this part, in this section of life, but you're not giving me that. You can trust me. We can move through this together. You giving me that. I'm big dog. You don't ask me no questions. Who the fuck you think you is? And you gotta remember, bro. You can be a motherfucker, but I can be a motherfucker too. So a motherfucker can turn another motherfucker into a motherfucker. And I hate to sound so ignorant, but if anybody who know the language I speak and where I come from, y'all know what I'm saying, bro. Y'all don't want to take somebody and turn them into somebody that they not really trying not to be. I don't want to be fucked up towards my people, but you gonna make me like this, bro, because you being fucked up towards me. And
Yeah.
I'm not finna carry no more weight by my people being fucked up towards me because I ain't did shit to deserve it. I came out every time they asked me to come out. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing about me dealing with the people been fucked up. Nothing. And excuse my language, I don't mean to start cussing. I try to keep it. I'm sorry, Michi. I try to keep it politically correct, but at the end of the day, I the people that know me, they know how I am. They fuck with me and they love me for me being me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, you gotta move right when you dealing with people, bro. You gotta move right when you dealing with people money, you dealing with somebody freedom, you dealing with somebody life, you dealing with somebody who got kids and other people depending on him to make it to the crib. This not a time for you to start playing. You don't get to determine at what point you just call all the shots. That's not how this goes. And if you think that that's how this gonna go, or would have went, I wish I would have knew you was thinking like that. I would have been cut that shit short, just straight up and down.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I don't want to hold y'all long, meet you, but I really want to just tell your audience, thank you. I appreciate y'all for listening to me, rocking with me, bearing with me. It's a lot that just was unnecessary to bring up because it's just antics. But I wanted to just hit on the points that really need to be hit on. Ken, where's the money? What you gonna do with the money that's left? So I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all can listen to me, tell Ken, hey, Ken, y'all can go ask Ken, what you finna do with the remaining money in Ultra.org? What you finna do with that money? Because you already told Ozone it's plot money. So to get him to hold some accountability, ask him. Y'all more than welcome. He's so true and transparent with it with the people. Y'all donated the money. Y'all can question him. Y'all don't feel like y'all can't, and don't let nobody feel like if you donate to a cause, you don't get to question where the money goes. The minute your dollars get invested, you get to have a you get to have an expectation to where that money is going because you are donating to a cause, not a person. So if you donating to my cause, which I am actually a person, that's a whole nother thing. Y'all know me. Y'all donating to me in my situation. But y'all do got the right to say, I want to know what's going on. Hey, bro. Or if y'all don't get the answer y'all looking for, or don't like how he moving, and y'all feel like he wrong for what he been doing, go request your money back, please. Don't feel no bad about it. Go request your money back. Go call PayPal. Do whatever you got to do. But me, I do not want Ken to continue to push Ultra.org due to the fact that you have made me feel too uncomfortable about what you're doing. You just did. It's we can fix it. We can continue to talk as brothers eventually, and you want to get over and all that. But one thing about it, I can no longer trust you with the hands on my situation like they is. I just can't. I would rather deal with my situation and fight whatever fight I can fight than to lay down at night and think somebody I trusted started to snake me. I can't take no more of that. I can't take no more. I can't. I can't. I walked next to Remy. I drove 15 hours, 3-4 times with him, different maneuvers. Done slept in a hotel at the foot end of the bed with this motherfucker. And I'm doing this as a grown man thinking that this is a brother. You feel me? Like, bro, I done walked and trained in the woods with this man and hiked and all type of shit. And he still stole from me, bro. So it's like, bro, I can't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. It don't matter how close you get. I just can't afford to give you that, bro. As a man, I got to look at the history of my life and say, yeah, every time I gave somebody the benefit of the doubt to that degree, they did me dirty.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's time for me to say, man, whatever route I got to take to get my hands on my own situation, I'd rather go that route than to do anything else. It'll eliminate the chance of somebody else to fuck me over.
Yeah, that's how we needed to be. So
You know
I
what
want to say to people in the chat because they keep asking me. So if anybody want to donate directly to Ozone right now, his Cash App is pinned to the top of the chat. That Cash App, he does have somebody that has access to it, and they
I'm
take those
not
funds.
to it right now.
Yeah,
I
yourself,
can
but
literally
those
go and
funds,
look at it.
you can look at it, but those funds will be then directly deposited into his account at the jail. So he will have those
Right.
funds. He can use those funds if he needed to pay for attorneys or things outside. My only concern is that because it's a cash app, if we start sending so much money in there, it's not technically donations. It looks like income earned, but also too, they may give him a hard time if he start getting so much of it because it's not a business one. So in the meantime, if y'all want to send something right now, y'all can. We are going to work on a better way to collect the funds in a way that he can have access to them, and his family, people that he wants to be in charge of it. And so we are figuring that out. I know in the meantime there was somebody in the chat that said, how can they help with the funds for the attorney? Again, you could send his cash app for him to have the money directly. If anybody would like to help me with the consultation fee and securing the attorney that I want him to talk to, which I will pay it to. But if anybody want to help, I'm learning to let people help. You know what I'm saying? You can send that to the Black. If you go to the realmeechiex.com, I have a donation page that is for the Black agenda. But I will be completely transparent with y'all. I will not be collecting all the funds there, but if we just want to start for right now, today, we are figuring out something in the future, in the very few couple of weeks here that we can set up. But I'm not a 501c3. So the only thing is, if you donate to the Black agenda, we will take those funds and make sure that it goes towards the attorney just to get him a consultation to see where to go, or if she can help him with this appeal process, or what she would be expecting down in the next process, or however that goes, right? And I will make sure that happens. But I'm not a 501c3. So no, if you donate to me, unlike when you was doing PALP, you will not get to write that off in taxes if that matters to you. But again, unlike PALP, the money gonna go where the hell it's supposed to go. So you have to trade off. But for everybody to know, that's kind of where we are at this moment. But anything you want to go to directly to Ozone, you can just send it to the Cash App. It is pinned at the top, you guys. Okay.
Right. Now, what I intend to do is I intend to let the money stack on my inmate trust account. I just send it and get put on my inmate trust account. What I intend to do is to have that as the money that I hire the lawyer on my federal. Hey, I can write a check right out of my account to do that. So that's what I intend to do. If given that everything go as planned, with we reaching up the amount where I can do that. If not, obviously, then I'm stuck to try to hire whatever attorney I can pay, whatever price.
We want to get the money on your funds or whatever. I guess the only problem is like I said, going through Cash App, at some point they may give us a problem with that. Now, I will tell everybody in this way, and me and you could discuss this more, just being transparent and speaking in front of the people, Now, I could collect the donations for you, but they would not be like a 501c3 write-off for the community, but I have no problem posting all the information up there. But what would happen is they would give me the donations, but because I'm a business, I can still write it off because I'm going to send it to you, or I'm going to give it directly to an attorney. So it will still be a business cost. We say it's the Black agenda. We receive these funds, but we spent these funds. So I'm not paying taxes on it either. See, there's many ways to do stuff with 501c3 versus a business. And that's the only difference with mine for right now. Ultimately, I would like to see you have something set up. I have been looking at some platforms that are like GoFundMe, but not GoFundMe, where they do allow you to collect money for all things. They don't care if a person's in jail. If they not, they do have platforms like that. GoFundMe puts stipulations on it. But if I could find a platform that will allow you to collect the money in your situation because you're incarcerated doesn't make a difference to them, then we can do that and set up everything, even in your name. You know what I'm saying? To where the funds get deposited where you want them to be, whether it's into a bank account that has your name on it with somebody else, or however you want to do that. So again, you guys, this is kind of where we at, and we just trying to figure out, how to make things happen.
The money you sent me, I already sent it to get put on. It's posted on my inmate trust account already. The money that people already sent me. The one that you sent today, obviously I haven't got a chance to do it because I want to wait and do it at one thing because they charge a fee to put it on there. But I already started doing that. So I wouldn't let it sit on my Cash App, and I would want it to just stack so that I can say, okay, when this shit happen, let's just go ahead and do this.
And that's why I say that right now we use the Cash App. I just don't want you to look up and Cash App stop people from sending, because what they doing now is if you get a lot of transactions and you're getting different ones all the time from different people, they're going to automatically assume like your Cash App is for a business, and then they're going to tell you got to switch it over, or they're not going to let you use it. So at some point, not right now, we may run into problems, because if we're talking about you collecting funds for an attorney, let's say we do raise another $100,000, Cash App not going to let you receive all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. For right now, this is where we at, y'all. Go ahead and send it, and know that if you send it to that Cash App, he is getting that directly. It is not in nobody else's hands, so y'all don't have to worry about that part of it, right? So you know, for right now, that's what we're gonna do, and in the very near future, we're gonna figure out what's the best way to, you know, to handle it. But that Ozone has the direct access to everything.
Most definitely. Now, Michi, in the future, I guess that's a conversation more or less for a private call. I wouldn't just say private because I want to be transparent. But in the future, I guess we could talk about the website thing that you was telling me about.
Yeah, because I can make you your own website. I could do that.
Okay.
The only thing is even if I make you a website, remember now when he has a 501c3, that means you collected his donations and he doesn't have to pay taxes on it. It's not taxable income, right? The only difference, like I said, so we do it for you. They do have this new platform called Give, Send, Go. Somebody put it in there, but they be letting people collect money for all kind of stuff, and people be having attitudes with them. But you may be able to use Give, Send, Go. So we're gonna check them out and see if that works. And the only reason why I said if they wanted to, I mean, I guess if worst case scenario come, I would like you to have control of all of your money, because I just feel like in all you've been through, not to say that I wouldn't be right, but at the end of the day, I just feel like if it can be set up to where you have access, this is your life and that's your money people are giving you, I want you to be able to handle it, right? So that's the most optimal way we want to set it up. But again, as the Black Agenda, we are a business. We're not a 501c3, but people can give donations for the work that we do in the community. They just can't write it off, right? But any donations I receive, as long as I take them that money and I send it to you, or it go to an attorney and it goes somewhere, I'm not worried about that, because when tax season come, I'm not paying taxes on those funds because I spent them. That's not profit, if that makes sense. So it's just the different structures. Different structures is different. And like you said, we'll have a conversation, me and you, just because it's long and drawn out in details. And once we figure out the best way to do that, then we will let the people know. But in the meantime, y'all use the Cash App, okay?
Yeah. So Michi, I just got a question. Have you spoke to Ken since that meeting? Because he ain't gonna be back.
No, Ken probably will not never speak to me again. He didn't really want to answer the phone the first time. His Cash App is pinned to the top, you guys, the top of the chat. If you look at the very top of the chat, is up there. If somebody can get it and put it in for anybody. But no, Ken has not spoke to me. I did, you guys, in the chat. I'll put it again, but here is the link, because we don't mind being real transparent. Anyway, that's the link to the video that Ken just did earlier, you guys. I would actually ask you guys to go watch it, because we don't have anything to hide. On the video earlier today, Ken went live. Of course, there's only like 5 people watching because he doesn't have a big platform, but go over there and watch it if y'all care. And what he is doing is showing some half-ass, doctored up receipts of how much money was spent and brought in, but he's not showing the details of where it all went. And so from what I could see, it didn't all come together. If y'all watch it and it does, fine. I just want y'all to know that what he is showing on that live is basically all Ozone was asking to see. And he didn't want to show him none of that. So why are you on YouTube showing everybody, but your ass didn't want to give it to Ozone behind closed doors? That seems funny to me too. So other than that, he was just on there talking junk. One thing I would like you to clarify, since you are here, so it can just be publicly, although my people know this, because he seems to want to call me Miss Michelle. Everybody always wants to call me by my government, even though they don't know me personally, whenever they think they roasted somebody. But apparently he wants everybody to think that I had something to do with Remy and them running off with the money. Oh, did I ever have it when it came to Remy and that money? I've never had any access to any of your money. I've never had any inputs in any of that. He said I was Remy and them collecting and running off the money. Now I promoted your campaign, but please tell these people that I have not had any access to any of your money.
No, never at any point did you have access. The money you had access to is the money that came, your people that donated and you collected and obviously sent in. But You never had nothing to do with Ozone.org as it pertains to being in control of the money.
Right.
Blaze and Remy had control of
Or
the money.
Remy.
It's supposed to be
Or
my
Remy,
comment.
I'm the one that called Remy out because his mama called me. Mama O called me and said Remy is keeping the money. I'm the one that called Remy out and started putting it in the public. I'm the one that did that. And then everybody got on him and got the rest of the money from him. I'm actually the one that made him give up the money. Not that I did it, but because I went public, everybody put pressure on him. But I never had any doings. And I'm tired of people saying like, I helped Remy collect money and I ran off with the money. I've never touched any dollar. Again, as he said, sometimes in the beginning, y'all would donate to me. Y'all would send it to my cash app. Y'all would say, give this to Ozone. Some of y'all did the other day. Y'all sent $20, $5. Oh, did I not send that to you? So anytime y'all giving me money, I send it right to him. But other than that, I've not had any access to any of Ozone's money. I'm not a part of any of these people collecting his funds, nor have I ever been. And even in speaking on Remy and what he did, and even now speaking on Ozone, every time that I came out here and spoke, I only spoke because Ozone, especially this time, Ozone said I could. Every time I was like, you cool with me going live? Do you want me to say this or that? I got Ozone permission. Ain't no COINTELPRO. Ain't nobody put no battery in my bag. The family who wants a voice, because Ken seems to be trying to silence him because he in jail, I'm just giving his family a voice. That's all that I'm doing. Right? This is why I'm doing it, because Ozone mama called me and Ozone asked me to do this. So I'm doing this for him. This is what everybody should be doing. If you're going to say you on Ozone's side, he is the one enduring what he's going through. So if y'all going to be down with Ozone, nobody should do anything on his behalf without his permission. And he should have access to everything. That's just how it should be.
Facts. Facts. Now, Michi, the crazy thing about it is, it's a lot. That's a conversation for another day. I think, because I could talk about all them crazy ass situations, but straight up and down, bro, they had the confusion between Remy and Blaze caused so much doubt in my situation. That's why when Ken came on board, I poured so much into getting people to trust him, and ultimately that is why I feel guilty about what he might be up to. Because if he is doing bullshit, it turns around and it's like, damn, oh, why you keep introducing these people to us? Like, and you got them asking for our money. That shit, like that shit fuck with me more than any other thing, because it's like these people really trying to help me, and every time they trying to help me, like somebody trying to help their motherfucking self or do some fuck shit, and it's like, damn, dog, like, am I actually gonna get what the fuck these people got intended for me without getting shaved off the top? Nothing shaved off, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit hard. So that's why we gotta, people always say, we gotta have each other back and all that. It ain't just about going in the field and having each other back. When I started calling the brothers and sisters that have a voice in our community, you damn right, Ozone called his big brother, his big sisters, and started saying, hey man, I need y'all to have my back. You feel me? I'm down right now. I need y'all to make some phone calls. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, straight up and down, it's people in this movement that have to be called on when it's time to uphold some integrity and some morale, bro. And this is one of them times. Y'all, please don't mistake this as drama or some mess or just another conversation. This is a serious matter happening in our community, and y'all have to witness how we deal with it so that y'all know what to deal with and how to deal with these type of instances in the future. The whole problem about us is we like to think that everything got to do with the fucking enemy. Everything, the enemy this, the enemy that, and yes, but you gotta realize ain't no enemy in this. We're not dealing with nobody but our people. It's black dollars, it's black problems, you know what I'm saying? Like it's nobody in the middle. It's no, oh, he in prison and he been right. No, it's none of that shit, bro. It's none of that. It's just the fact that, bro, you trying to act like like you a lone wolf. Ain't no room for that, and you need to be honest, straight up. Why the fuck? Every time we have a disagreement, why does it got to be the white man, the enemy, and it don't have to be all that, bro. We just got an issue, and this is how we finna deal with it. We go to social media and ask for their motherfucking money. Now we got to turn around and go back to social media and get somebody to explain what's going on. Where I come from, when I was a jit, If I show my ass right there, I got my ass beat right there. So wherever you show up, that's where you get. That's where it happened at.
Yeah.
We been showing up
I
on social
agree.
media.
When you publicly go online and he asking the community for money for you, then publicly online, you gotta tell people what the fuck going on. You right, that's how it works.
You can't just fall back behind the auditorium curtains and act like you disappearing and shit going on. Now you leave a mess out there for people not to know. And now you got some people confused, some people know what's going on, some people got half the story, some people on this side, some people on that side. You don't know what the fuck going on. You feel what I'm saying? So it's more than worth it for me to get this shit straight, because when I was in the county jail, it cost $3 a phone call just for me to call somebody to get bad news, and then it cost me $3 a phone call just to call somebody to try to straighten that shit out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this shit got to happen. Like, this shit ain't no, just ignore it and just wipe it off and act like, nah, man, we gonna talk about this shit. We gonna get to it. When we get to it, I hope level heads prevail. And when we do, we look up, things may be different. If it's not, y'all ain't gotta worry about getting pimped. Straight up and down. Y'all ain't gotta worry about getting pimped with my name attached to it. You feel me? And I encourage y'all, if y'all helping other causes and other people in situations like that, make sure y'all do a little investigation on who y'all helping and what y'all doing. Cause it's a weight on me to carry, like, dang man, that shit feel fucked up.
I
It
know
just
it is
do.
because you have fought hard for the community. That's the person that you are. You've done a lot for your community and put yourself on the line. Being so vigilant in your community and being seen as a black man that's willing to use physical force to defend and protect your community is really why a target was on your back and you're in the position you're in. So I can imagine for you guys that for someone who would never do what's being done to him to the community because the man that he is wouldn't let him do that, the fact that it's being done in his name, that shit bother him. I know exactly how he feel because that's how I feel. Like, I hate to bring the bad news, but if I told my audience to support something, I have got to be honest and transparent with y'all because it's about me doing the right thing by my people. It's not about keeping secrets, but somehow we feel like that stuff is attached to our name. And even though we would never do that stuff to the community, it really bothers us that our names be attached to things that have sometimes worked out bad for the community. So the fact that people are using Ozone's name to do this, I know it make him feel some type of way because Ozone would never do this to anybody.
Right. Especially after not having my own voice for so long, depending on this person to talk for me and this person to talk for me and this person don't like this person and I'm cool with everybody and this person don't fuck with that shit, man. I can't keep dealing with that. It's time for me to use my own voice and talk to people directly. I can't keep talking to everybody through everybody. That shit ain't gonna work like that.
Yeah.
I can't keep doing it, man. That shit. In the beginning, that shit was a mess. Oh no, tell them don't say this. Tell this person don't say that. This is what I want. I can't do that. I can't go through that.
Just let me say it for my damn self.
Yeah. Like I'm not that chaotic in my private life. I don't need to be chaotic in no other content. But I'm sorry to tell y'all this. I got to get ready to go in a few minutes because I got to set down this whole little system. But I just want to tell Michi and her audience, thank y'all, I love y'all, appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all I just ask for some understanding. I just ask for some patience. I just ask for, a little endurance because this do take a lot out of us. But at the same time, if it was one of y'all, bro, I'd be riding like y'all riding with me. So again, thank y'all. I love y'all. Thanks to everybody, not just Michi audience, but thanks to everybody who ever donated and been a part of my situation. I want y'all to have the wherewithal. I want y'all to have, some understanding. And I just want y'all to know, man, y'all brother is really still fighting this shit, like, for real. I'm still keeping my head high. I'm still, walking around with that same, about me. So y'all just continue to know, even though I'm going through this shit, I ain't finna give up. I'm not finna give up on the community. I'm not finna give up on the people, even though this shit get hard and this shit fucking hurt. You know what I'm saying? I just added to the other scars of life I got to carry. But at the same time, I'm built for this shit. You feel me? I'm built for it because if I wasn't, I would have been broke. I'd have seen people break for way less. So I'm gonna be all right as long as y'all keep fucking me. As long as y'all keep pushing me, as long as y'all keep standing with me. Even if I gotta do all this time and get through this shit, I'll be 50 something years old coming out, waiting to see y'all at the gate. You feel what I'm saying? So let's just not write this situation out. Let's just fight through it. Keep this shit at the top of our list of things that we gotta move through in this movement. And I promise y'all, yeah, it's gonna feel very liberating when y'all see me walk through the gate. But in the meantime, y'all keep yourself encouraged. Y'all keep taking care of y'all families and living y'all life. I would hate to see anybody that I know or fuck with in the movement in this situation. You feel me? So y'all continue to stay free and stay dangerous and know that your brother love y'all. I appreciate you for lending me your platform, Michi, and I appreciate you for having the patience to deal with my situation and being understanding. And fortunately, I got to call you and let you know what's going on. But fortunately, this is how we get to the truth, and this is just what it is. So I just gotta let y'all know I got to go. I love y'all the most, man. Y'all be good.
All right, we love you back too. I'll talk to you soon. We'll figure out the money thing, but I'll talk to you
All
later.
right,
You have a good night as much as you can. All right.
I appreciate it.
All right. Okay, y'all. Let me get to these super chats. Thank y'all for having a little patience with me tonight. They my normal show. I just came on here. wanted to speak, and I just wanted to give him the opportunity to do so. Um, Again, you have the man Ken, and you have other people. Even I was speaking on his behalf, but I would rather have him speak on his own behalf. Really, that's what I would like for him to be able to do. And so, thank y'all for having some patience. Tonight wasn't a show about me talking about really anything. It was me coming up here to give Ozone a platform for him to be able to speak, so y'all can hear from him, because there's a lot of he say she say that go on. There's a lot that's being said by people in the community when stuff go left. I just want you to hear from the man that's behind bars. Like, I don't care how Ken talked to me, but I want y'all to know he talked crazy to cute. Just the same way, right? He talked to O just like that as well. Talk to that man all crazy and stuff. And it's one thing to talk crazy to me, but why are you talking crazy to the man that's in jail and you only have this organization and these funds because of him? So that's not what we ever want to do. So anyway, I just came up here for that tonight. Thank you to everybody who said something to him. For those of you that did send a couple cash apps the other day when I was live talking about the situation, I did forward that to him. You guys do have his cash app. Again, it's at the pinned at the top of the comment section, you guys. If anybody wants to send something immediately to him, again, that's going to go to his trust account. And whatever he have in there, we can continue to send money. So let me be clear. We can send money to his cash app that way until we figure something else out. I don't think that will be good for the long run, as I've said, because they may give him a hard time in the future. But for right now, he not worried about money coming in there. If they look at it and claim he owes some taxes, he in jail. They can worry about them taxes later like they do with everybody else. I don't think he care nothing about that, okay? So, for right now, that's what you guys can do. Okay, just send it there. We will figure out something different. As I said to everybody here, I'm going to pay for his consultation with the attorney that I would like to see on his team to see if she can help him. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, that's where we're at. Again, if there is anybody out there that can assist him, again, if you don't understand what he said, he is filing the next appeal on his own. He can file it, but the guy Ken was supposed to be assisting him. You can file your own appeals. And the reason he's doing that is because the process is not worth getting an attorney, but he wants it to be done right. You want the attorney and you want to pay for an attorney so that you can go to your new trial with your appeal, right? That's what you want to save the money for. Again, Ken said it was $50,000 today. Before that, it was $30,000. So he keep changing the number, but apparently it was $30,000 just to pay for his first appeal that just got denied. Okay, but that's not the one he wants. He wants the appeal that takes him to the Supreme Court, but he has to exhaust all the other ones before he gets there. The reason why we want to go to the higher court is because Ozone's rights were violated in a lot of different ways. And so we want to make sure that it gets up to that court. So anyway, you guys use the Cash App. In the meantime, we will figure something else out. Okay. But don't give to othal.org anymore. Let me read the Cash App. Shout out to everybody. And again, I'm sorry if I didn't read them when you wanted me to. I didn't want to interrupt Ozone. We on his time, so we was making sure he could get his stuff out. Shout out to Divine Reflection for the $5 holler. Says gratitude for you, Michi, for being a real one. Remember that out of 3,000, only 300 will take a firm stand when it's necessary. That's true. Shout out to you. Thank you for the $5 holler, and shout out to Shaman Sean, is that what it is? Shaman Sean. I know who that is. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the $20 holla. Swedish Princess came in with the $5 holla. Says Ozone, you are a true hero and real royalty. You are valued and very appreciated. The Most High will make a way. You Michi are our voice in our community. And shout out to Swedish Princess. I want to thank her for her support for the super chat. You know, I know that this sister has needed plenty of help, and we've gone to try and help her in life and her situations. And even no matter how much down Sweetie Princess is in life, there are certain causes she just continuously makes sure that she commits to and donates to. So I want to thank you for doing that, even in the situation that you are in, to still give. So thank you very much, because that $5 is a lot coming from you. So thank you very much, Sweetie Princess. I appreciate that. We got Margaret came in with the $50 holla. No words, just $50. Thank you, appreciate that. And then we got Clay Furious came in with a $20 super sticker. Shout out to you. Thank you for that. We got Creed Reed with the $20, and then we got I will murder your name. Shout out to the person. I'm a name murderer. I murder everybody's name. I might get it right, but I might get it real wrong. Tiowa, did I say that right? So thank you for the $5, y'all. So with that said, again, that's really the only reason that I came. Okay, the person that gave it, I said, can we open a bank account in your name for him? So no. So again, like I said, I'm going to talk to Ozone and we'll figure it out, because I'm going to go to the Give, Send, Go. There are platforms now that will let people take donations, and it doesn't matter if you're in jail, you fight in defense, it's for whatever, they don't care. So I'm going to see if we can have a platform like that, because then there's a certain person over the donation. Everybody gets their write-off. They know it's a donation. They take their fees out in the beginning, but then the rest can go straight to him. It can be connected to a bank account. Just because he's in jail doesn't mean he can't have a bank account. So he can have a bank account, maybe joint with his mom or somebody else he chooses, to where the funds can then be donated and then, transferred from that platform. So we're going to see if that works first. If it does not, then we can create some type of a platform to collect the money. Again, if all else fails, you guys, I will say this, that I don't mind to be the one to collect the money, although I have so much going on in the community. I guess it would be better if I helped, but I would prefer if Ozone can be in charge of things, if that makes sense, him and his family. I believe that it is his situation. His family should be able to make those calls, and they should have the money. Because even when we talk about things like getting an attorney or paying them, like, it should be him and his family. I'm not where he is. I'm not in that state. They need to make those decisions. So that's difficult to be the one in charge of all that and then have to collaborate to get information. I think it's just better when the person who is dealing with the situation has access to their money. That's how it should be, right? But we'll figure it out, because if all else fails, like I said, I don't care. I don't mind to collect the funds for him. I already have a site and everything set up. Of course, I'm not a 501c3, so it would be given as in a business manner, but I would simply just write it off and show that those funds that came in got sent out. It is something that we spent. The Black agenda, our business is helping the community. So if we show that these funds came in from the community and we sent them out as donations to help from our business to help certain people, then guess what? It's a write-off. All businesses can donate. So what you give to me, I just give it to him as a donation. Does that make sense? So in business, I can do that too. There are so many ways to do stuff with structures. If I collect the money, I give a donation. That's what people in business do. When you get to the end of the year, you got to do taxes. If you want to give some money away, people do that. You give money away in a donation form to somebody. Then it says, look, I donated to this situation, so I can write this off for my business, because that's what my business does. We help the Black community, and we spent this money helping this Black family with some legal fees. So, I could definitely write it off. I don't have to be stuck with the taxes on it. So push come to shove, I could definitely assist in that way too. But ultimately, I want Ozone to have access to his money. I want him to be able to make those decisions, right? And just because he's in jail doesn't mean that he can't. So we'll work on figuring that out. If you guys have some ideas, please email me if there's any attorneys that you think that may be able to help, if you are an attorney and you would like to help, if anybody with pro bono like to help him with filing this current appeal just to get it done, or anything that you guys can offer, just please let us know. So we will, keep you informed. I will be back tomorrow night, you guys, and we will get back to our regularly scheduled program. Not that we are forgetting about Ozone, but we are going to get into some other conversations that I've been waiting to get into, but I've been busy and I've been stopping so that I can, deal with the situation with Ozone. I know my last couple of lives, like 3 lives, have been about this situation and then him wanting to talk. So we will keep everybody updated, you guys. Shout out to you. Thank you for putting the email. My email is in there for you guys if you need to email me about anything. And I will be back tomorrow. Somebody says I have a huge crush on you, Michi. Oh, that is so sweet. Well, thank you. It's nice to be crushed on at my age. I appreciate it. Thank you for that compliment. So with that said, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for all of the super chats. Thank you for anybody who gave and supported even after all this time. Y'all still found it in your heart to give something directly to Ozone tonight and to send it to his Cash App. That was very nice of y'all. And even though we find ourselves in these twists and turns and we can get discouraged in the community, for those of you who have not been so broken, and if you are, I do not blame you. If you like, damn, I just can't help no more causes. I feel like people do this shit too much. I can't do it. I get it. I get it. But so for those of you that feel that we've been played, we've been used, this happens way too much in our community, but you still want to help and give, thank you. Thank you for your resilient giving and helping the community. It does matter. We can't do it by ourselves. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get into some other conversations. We have a lot to talk about that I don't know if you guys have noticed that's like going under the radar. So we'll be back to have some of those conversations tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for tuning in. Before you guys go, like this video, share the video, subscribe if you have not, and make sure that you have your damn old loud ass car. Shut your ass up outside. Can y'all hear that, or is it just me? I don't even be having loud ass cars outside. He's gonna come around my house late at night. It's 12 o'clock. Shut your ass up. But anyway, y'all, make sure you get your free subscription to MX Network, you guys. Because tomorrow we will be on MX Network as well as over here. But then that way you don't have to watch commercials during the live if you don't want to watch the commercials on YouTube. Okay, you did hear it. I know, loud ass. BB, tell them to shut their ass up. It's too late for this shit. I'm calling the police. Y'all have a good night, y'all. Talk to y'all later.